So we begin with the practice of centering. We acknowledge how previously, in order to prepare yourself for this meeting the body, how your body was cooperating with you to prepare for this class, to send the link, to prepare various things that I might not know, that I'm not highlighting, preparing the props, bringing it from one room to the other. So all this, how your body's cooperating with you. So it is not something that the mind can itself perceive. It requires also cooperation of the body. And we have arrived to a place where it is for the body and eventually for the mind. So now that your body is in a supine position, how is it to be here now in this position after all that coordination and cooperation from your body and mind? We start by acknowledging the environment that we are in, feeling the sound in that space, feeling the temperature in that room, and you sense the furniture in your room, you can sense the floor behind you supporting your body. Sensing the clothes that you are wearing touches your body. And then underneath the layers of clothes is your skin, the muscles, the bones, the marrow, the fluids. Begin by, now let us sense the presence of your legs. Sense the presence of your hips. Sense the presence of your spine. Sense the presence of the abdominal area. Sensing the presence of your chest. Sensing the presence of your shoulders and arms. Sensing the presence of your fingers and your thumb. Sensing the presence of your neck. Sensing the presence of your head. Now begin to do a self scan from your head down towards your feet, and also observe how certain parts of your body invites your mind spontaneously and certain parts are otherwise. Now begin to notice that your body is breathing. You might feel some sensation of the breath in your nose. You might feel the sensation of movement in your chest or the abdomen. Notice how I'm inviting you just to feel, not to change anything per se. Now, to the existing breath, begin to invite the who breaths. Continue mindfully, allowing that warm air to come out from your mouth and lips. One more cycle of the who breath. Now slowly move your toes and fingers. Bring your feet together and raise your arms above your head. We lightly stretch the legs and arms away from each other and relax. Bend your knees, roll to your preferred side, and come to a seated position. Now, from supine to seated, there's a shift in the way that the body is taking the load. Previously, there's no load in the spine. Now the spine is receiving load of the head, shoulders. Bring your palms in prayer position. Chant 3 rounds of Om and the Dhyana Shloka. वन्दे गुरोरमनऋषे आचार्यस्य पदाब्जम् यो मे दर्शयदीशम् भान्तं ध्वान्तमदित्य ॐ We bow down to the divinity within. Rest your hands and come to a raise your head up and open your eyes. All right, let's come to a standing position. You're standing at the top front of your mat, and if you require a knee pad, take a knee pad or a blanket to support your knees. So let's look down first. Notice from where you're standing from and the distance in between the legs to support what is above. Then we adjust the head above the shoulders and the shoulders above the hips. So we are centered in the hips fairly. But the centering of the hips does not freeze the spine. It permits the spine to move in whichever direction that is required. You close your eyes for a while and take a few who breaths. One more cycle. And from there, we open your eyes. Let's breathe in. Raise your arms up. As you breathe out, turn your palms out to the sides and bring your hands down. Continue 2 more cycles in your own pace. And allow the shoulders to reveal you the presence or the existence of the present body. By moving the shoulder, you're going to receive a sensation. The next attempt, you rest your hands on either sides of your hips. And then we invite the body into our ragdoll. First start from the hips or posterior pelvic tilt. Then nod your head so both ends are rounded. Now breathe into the back of your neck. And as you breathe out, round your spine to the front. Now, see that there are certain points here so that we are trying to stretch the back line, the upper back line, the rectus spinae and the fascia. So for that to happen, see that the sitting bones are connected down towards the heels. Your arms are hanging from your shoulders, so you're not hardening. Yes, correct. And the head is again heavy. So the head is leading the spine. Now take a few breaths into the back of your lungs. From there, slowly unroll the spine to come up. Little by little. Take a few who breaths here. Notice how you have arrived. What is the process that brought you to this destination? Let's go into the dynamic pendulum. Inhale, raise your shoulders up and double bend the knees, bounce, bounce, and lift. One more cycle. Raise your shoulders up. And as you breathe out, bring your hands down. We invite the spine back into a ragdoll. From the hips to the head, nodding down. And continue to invite flexion into various parts of your spine. Well, connect the pubis to your navel and slowly begin to unroll the spine to come up. Take a few who breaths and meet the present body. From here, let's raise your arms up. Again, we invite the dynamic pendulum. Now, along with the dynamic pendulum, let's raise your heels up to launch and come down. So it's as you lift your shoulders, raise the heels up. One more cycle. And then we slowly bring the heels down, bring the arms in line with your shoulders. Now we go to the side body. Bring the right arm down, raise the left arm up, and side bend to the right side, reducing the right and increasing the length of the left side of your body. Now raise your left arm up and then side bend to the opposite side. You're reducing the left and increasing the right. Raise the right arm up. Now continue one more cycle in your own pace from side to side. Now we go back to the right side. We add some variations here. You stay right side bend. Good. Let's go into a little rotation here. Turning your chest to face down. And derotation. Continue. Rotation and derotation within the frame of a side bend. One more cycle. And as you derotate, raise your left arm and come to an opposite side bend. Continue. Rotation and derotation. Now this time, let's raise the right arm, come back to the center, and side bend to the right. From the side bend, this is continuous. We go to rotation. Drop the left arm literally. And to a ragdoll flexion. Now from the right side, flow to the front. From the front, flow to the left. Keep your head down. Float now to the left side. Good. Connect your pubis to the navel and come up to the left side bend. Raise the right arm up and continue. Again, once again to the right. Right side bend. Rotation. Drop the arms. Flexion. Now moving from right to the front to the left. Now slowly coming up. Left side bend. Now continue one more cycle in your own pace. Same side. Come back. Now come to the center. Now let's try going to the opposite side. Who breathe first? Yes. Now raise the right arm up and side bend to the left. Rotation. Yeah, to flexion, then floating from to the front and then to the right. And coming up. Now continue. Two cycles on the left side. And it is about experiencing the movement. One more cycle. Coming back to the center, take a few whole breaths here and notice any kind of response that's coming from your body. Right. Now the dynamic pendulum, we raise your arms up, double bend the knees and alternately cross the arms. Right. Now, along with this movement, you can launch your heels up. Every time you bounce, bounce, lift, come back. Bounce, bounce, and lift. The next attempt, you stay there with your heels raised. You come down to the chair pose. Floating chair to floating malasana. Palms in prayer position. Raise your arms over your head. Disconnect your palms. Bring your hands down. Keep your hands slightly away from your legs. Now shift the weight into the hands and then lift your hips up and then shift the legs back into the legs. Yeah, slide your hands back. Connect the pubis to your navel and slowly unroll the spine to come up. Take a few whole breaths here. We continue. Now with the dynamic pendulum, raise your shoulders up and continue. Bounce, bounce, and lift. One more cycle, we stay with your heels up and coming down to Utkatasana, to Malasana. Raise your arms up, disconnect. Back to Uttanasana. Slide your hands back. Take a few breaths here. Now, from here, let's bend and extend your knees gently. Now keep your knees bent. Let's step both the legs back to an inverted V position, downward facing dog. Push your hands away from your legs to raise your hips up. Notice if that's a reliable information I'm giving you. But now raise your heels up, bend your knees slightly, and move your hips to the right. So we are stretching the left side of the body. Yes. Back to the center. Let's move your hips to the left. And back to the center. Do this a few cycles, moving from side to side. One more cycle. We go back to a downward dog where the spine is extended, so you require to push your hands away from the legs. From there, raise your heels up, tuck your tailbone, bring the shoulders over your wrists. High plank. Bring the knees down to child pose. From there, back to the angry cat, the galloping cow. Raise your sitting bones up now. Tuck your toes, raise your knees, go back to downward dog. To high plank. To child's pose. To the cat. Galloping cow. To downward dog. Yeah, continue this wave-like movement from downward dog to child, cat, cow, and back to downward dog. Now try to bring some fluidity from one asana to the other. And to experience a deeper sense of space moving from within, connect to your breath. Yeah. One more cycle. Mm. Now from downward dog, we stay there. Raise your heels up. Double bend the knees. Bend, bend, and softly extend. One more cycle. And from there, we step your legs forward. Uttanasana. Breathe. Connect your pubis to your navel. And slowly unroll the spine to come up. Now invite some variations here. Dynamic pendulum. Every pendulum, you launch your heels up in between. Next cycle, you stay up. Coming down to your chair pose. Then to Utkatasana. Raise your arms up, disconnect. Bring your hands forward, shift Uttanasana. Walk your hands back or slide your hands back. Now let's play in between Parshvottanasana and a leg variation. So let's bend the knee, step the right leg back to Parshvottanasana. Good. Now bend the front leg knee, step the leg forward, right leg forward. And now lift that right leg up and extend the right leg forward. So you're balancing only on the left leg. Bring the hips down. Both the hands down. Yes, that's it. Correct. Push and lift up to Uttanasana. Both your hands to Parshvottanasana. Bend the front leg knee, bring the legs forward. Yeah, keep both your hands down, round your back and bring the right leg forward. Correct. Hands can be down. Good. Now push. Yeah, now shift the weight forward. And come up. Yes. Uttanasana. To Parshvottanasana. One more cycle in your own pace.
So I drop the foot here or directly take it forward?
You can directly take it forward also. But for beginners, you may have to drop it in between. Use both your hands on the floor. If you can't reach the floor, you can have the block in between as support. You want to take the block so that you have some fluidity. Try that once again. Better with the block. Push and lift. Good. Now from here, shift the weight of your body to your right hand, raise the left hand up. To rotation.
So can I?
Yeah, you can circumduct, yes. One more circumduction and we stay with your knees bent. Good. Stay with your knees bent. Now lift both your heels up. Bring the right knee down and then turn to face me and sit in Gomukhasana. So you're stacking one leg over the other. Bring your left hand down by the side of your left hip, the forearm, and then side bend towards the entrance of your house. Good. So you're using your left leg to hook the right leg. Breathe out, side bend as far as you can. Okay, then come up. Back to Parivarta Pashvakonasana. Bring your hands to the front of the mat, over your head. And then Parivarta Trikonasana. Bring the left hand down and step forward to that seated floating position. Good. Now take that leg forward. Yes. And back. And you do that once more. To revolving triangle first. You can do that rotation a few attempts if your students require it. And then from there to Parivarta Pashvakonasana. Bring the knee down, turn and sit in Gomukhasana. Continue. And from there, side bend. Raise your arms, your right arm, and come back to the front of the mat. Lifts to Parivarta Trikonasana. One more cycle. Now from here, where can you go from here?
You can do Janushirshasana.
Yes, you can go to Janusirisasana, forward flexion. Come back. What if we want a rotation? So come back to the position, think from the body. Go to a rotation. So go back to that position. Yeah. From the straight right leg, now bend the right leg towards your chest. Externally rotate it. No, just bend it slightly enough. Now, yes, and come down to the seated 90-90 position. Yeah. Now you can do a rotation. And come back. Yes. And lifts. Use the block if required. Let's try that again. Continue. Manusirsasana from rotation to a side bend. From that side bend, we come back to the front. Parivarta Trikonasana to Pashvottanasana, and then take this leg forward. Good. From there, bend the knees. Yes, turn to the opposite side. Lift. Nice. Yes, yes, that's it. Good. Now let's go back to downward dog so that we're not concentrating only on one side. Raise both your heels up, double bend your knees, flex, flex, and extend. Now let's step your right leg forward.
Oh, I thought I'll
Now you can
roll.
go back. Yes, yes. Let's go back up. You're right. Let's go back up and then start again. So from here, ragdoll. Connect the pubis to your navel and slowly unroll the spine to come up. Dynamic pendulum. And slowly coming down. Raise your arms up. Disconnect. Shift the weight forward and come up. Good. Now from there, Parshvottanasana. 2. No, Parshvottanasana to that floating position.
Ashwattanasana.
So you're done Parshvottanasana.
Hmm.
Do this.
Yeah. Ashwattanasana.
Now take the block in the other right hand. Good. Now bend the left knee, right knee. Bring the right knee and then take the left leg forward.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Good. And lean forward, lift and go back to Parshvottanasana. Do this a few cycles. Now to Parivarta Trikonasana. Turn, rotation. To Parivarta Parshva Konasana. We bend the front leg knee. Shift the weight into your right hand. You can release the block first. Otherwise, the block causes the problem there. Yeah. And now bring the left knee down, turn and sit in. Gomukhasana, raise the right hand up. Over the head. Go back to Parshvottanasana, take over the head.
So from here,
Take right hand over your head, up.
up.
And then side bend.
Hmm.
And bring the right elbow down. So you're using the right leg to hook the left thigh. Stay there for a while because that's stretching the IT band. Can you sense that? It's stretching the left side of your hip, outer hip.
Yes.
And come back to the front.
So when I come up, is it forward or?
No, Allah, over your head. Yes, correct. Yeah. To Parivarta Trikonasana. To Parshvottanasana. And step forward. From static to dynamic. Lift. Yes, enter. Coming back. Yes, continue. Lift your hips up. Yes, that continuity is nice. Hey, you missed Gomukhasana and all.
Yes.
Good. Lift. One more cycle. Step back to downward facing dog now. Good. Raise your heels up, double knee flexion. Bounce, bounce, and extend. And then slowly step your legs forward as wide as your hips. Connect your pubis to your navel and slowly unroll the spine to come up. Relax your hands. Continue dynamic pendulum and launch the heels up. A few more times. Bounce, bounce, and lift the heels up. The next attempt, we stay there and slowly coming down to your chair. And to Malasana. Raise your hands up and now bring your hands by the side of your hips on the floor. And bring your hips down. Good. We go to a recovery pattern. Keep your legs as wide as your mat. And keep your arms in line with your shoulders. So floating arms. We're going to do 90-90 pattern. Not coming down. Seated. Not yet. Not yet coming down. Yeah. Take your knees, windshield wiper from seated position to the right. Center. And to the left. If you require to keep your legs wider, you can keep your legs wider. You'll notice it's slightly more fluid when you keep your legs wider than the mat. Yeah. Turn to face your TV. Fully. Go to full range of movement.
How about arms here?
You can hold your hands because it stabilizes your shoulders. So it's important to round the back and then extend and then turn. Now round your back. Yes, all of that. Good. This time come all the way down. Bring your head down. And then lift the back leg up and straighten the back leg. Good. Take not to the front, to the back. As far as you can to the back. Towards the door. Take your leg towards the door. But try to keep your hands hovering. So your buttock muscles will start firing. Lift the leg up. Stretch your legs and back to the center. Turn to the opposite side. Round your back. Come down, lift your left leg up and extend it towards me. Yes. Straighten the left leg. Try to straighten the left leg. Come back to the center. Turn to the opposite side. Bring your head down. This time, keep your hands on the floor. Cup shape. Good. And take your head further down. Now you can lift the back leg up and probably now you can straighten the back leg. Now straighten it. Yes. Stretch. Lift the back leg up slightly. And bend. Come back to the center. One last cycle. To the opposite side. Bring your hands down. Lean forward. Raise your back leg up and stretch the back leg. And flex. Coming back to the center. Now hold the back of your thighs. Breathe in, extend your spine. Breathe out and round your back. And slowly bring the lower back down, the mid back, and thereafter the upper back. But rest your arms on either sides of your shoulders. We do a few cycles of the windshield wiper. You can walk your legs slightly closer to your hips. And as you bring your knees to one side, turn your head to the opposite side. Yeah. And you infer the rotation of every vertebrae. So you visualize that every vertebrae of the spine is going to certain amount, certain degree of rotation. One last attempt. Now walk your heels towards your sitting bones. Tuck your tailbone and slowly begin to peel your spine off the floor to a shoulder bridge. Raise your hands up to the ceiling as far as you can, and then bring your arms by the side of your ears. Rest your hands down on the floor by the side of your ears. The process of coming down, we start from the shoulder blade to the mid back, from the mid back to the lower back, and thereafter the lowest part of your back touches the floor. Your arms in line with your shoulder. Try two more cycle in your own pace now. So every time you finish one cycle, take a few whole breaths, reflect, and then go to the next cycle. Continue. Now notice the feeling and sensation that your spine is providing you, or your body, or the lower back. And from there, slowly extend one leg at a time, away from your hips, surrendering your body to the floor for Shavasana. And to sense the presence of your body in space. Move your toes and your fingers. Bring your feet together. Stretch your legs and arms away from each other. Relax. Bend your knees, roll to your preferred side. Seated position. Notice that relaxed state of mind, which is also a vritti of quietness. And there is a sakshi of this vritti. That sakshi we infer as the Atma. And all that which is experienced is mithya. Oh. 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 Vande Guru Ramana Rishi Acharyasya Padhabjam Yo me dharshayadisham Bhantam Dvantam Aditya. Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you for a wonderful session.
You're welcome.
Much needed after 1 week.
It feels like longer, right?
I definitely, but I also felt nice, that break.
Like I felt I didn't see you for a very long time.
Correct. We had 2 weeks break. 1 week. Yeah.
Sorry, I have to cook and talk to you, but never mind.
No problem. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what else? How is it going with Uzma and the team?
They've sent us questionnaire. I answered them 2 days after that, everything. Now it's been at least 5-6 days now. They are going to get back with a design.
Okay. So everyone is in sync with what is there in your mind?
Very, I don't know for now what they're coming back with, what design they're going to come back. But the idea in the questionnaire, all the ideas are already given.
Okay.
The way they presented the question, they will get an idea of what we are looking for.
They gave you questionnaire or you gave them?
They gave us.
They gave you, yeah, what you need, how you need, and what.
Yeah, what bhava, what emotions you want, what is the traffic, the amount of people you're looking for. So all of that. For now, it is only phase one. We're keeping it small, like for 15 people. And to house to house 15 people, teachers and a manager. That's the
And
first.
do you have, when it comes to design, you got someone to start at the same time? Do you have someone in that place in terms of construction and all of that who can who can in sync with these ideas, or whatever they are giving you,
There are what you call the maestri, is it?
mastery, or the
There is, but we have to constantly be on their back because they are not used to such constructions.
correct.
We saw
But
few people, but I felt like they won't do a good job. They want to do their way.
but I'm sure you will find, because there are many hotels and resorts nearby, right? So which are very luxury, and in terms of architecture, I'm talking about.
Nothing
So,
is
no, not really.
the closest restaurant for the name restaurant is about 6 kilometers away from this place. Hotels and where no, there are no hotels and because this place is a little bit in the middle of the forest.
No, no, I'm saying in general, near this place, you have nice architect, related hotels and resorts. So if we can find the same people who can give you the same output.
I'm hoping to find. We're going to meet someone this weekend. Navaratri. This is a weekend on Navaratri. Someone is coming from Dehradun, and they showed something close to the work that we have done. Let me see. It's a father and daughter. Yeah.
Okay, okay, nice. You have a plant, indoor plant inside behind you.
Hmm.
Something is growing nicely. What is this called? Monstera. Huh?
Something like that. But sometimes it gets this.
Correct, correct. Yeah. Now, I think all these leaves will turn into that. No, isn't it? Oh, I think this is a mix.
Don't know what is this only.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
this also has something called, they call it as a broken heart.
Oh, this is a broken heart.
No, this is not a broken heart.
Hmm.
So inside the leaf,
Yeah.
there's a heart, the empty space. But this leaf is a different one, but it's the same family.
See, some are broken. See, some.
Something. This one got cut. No, so there is other leaf. You don't see the cut. You see
No.
the leaf inside. You see shape, heart shape.
Yeah.
Something nice. This will grow nicely. You have sunlight also, I think.
Yeah.
So
This is
that,
the only one surviving inside. All the others have to put it outside. They're not surviving.
mm,
Yeah.
I'll see you. Mm.
I'll see you.
Bye.
I'm making some milkshake banana just for Upavas. I've made a sago. Sabudana, is it? What do you call?
Sabudana khichdi. This is
Ah,
this is the traditional recipe for Ekadashi, and
Ekadashi, yeah. So
if
that
you're
one for me.
fasting and all of that.
Yeah.
Like, you
Okay.
got the recipe from Reka?
Which recipe?
The Sabudana khichdi.
Oh no, I just made up myself. I saw some YouTube. She has a special recipe, yeah?
You have to add peanut.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Without peanut, I cannot eat. Yeah, of course.
so
Peanut.
put the tadka, like a lemon rice tadka, and then garnish with peanut powder,
Peanut.
grind powder.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I've find it then. I don't grind. I just put the peanuts on that. I roast it and
No,
then.
no, no. No, now you try it, because you're about to prepare, right? So without water, don't put water, that becomes pasty. So
Ah,
without water, lightly you grind it.
uh-huh.
Grind the peanut, and
Mhm.
then make like a powder, right?
Not full product, granules, right?
That is also fine. Full powder is also okay.
Uh-huh.
And then while cooking the sabudana, you spread the peanut and
Uh-huh.
let it, soak in the peanut. You toss it east, west, north, south, and then
Perfect. I'll do that.
try. You will like it. Let me know.
I'll send you a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Take
Bye.
care.
Yeah.
Oh, bye.